Hello everyone, Ruth here. So lovely to see you all. And I thought I might share another of my favourite stories by Aesop today. I love this story as it reminds me about the importance of being kind. And on top of that, if I'm ever feeling a bit small, this story reminds me that I can still do big things. So are you ready to travel to where the lions roar as often as the clocks chime, as we go to a place called Once Upon a Time? The king of the beasts, tired from his day of being all regal and royal, lay down in the forest to take the weight off his conquering paws. As he lay still, he thought about all the kingly things he had done as the boss of the forest that day. He thought about how good he was at looking ferocious and wild, and how good he was at making up laws. And as he thought about this, his eyelids began to droop and he started to snore with a quiet roar. During this slumber, he could feel a tiny tickly feeling. He wriggled in his sleep, trying to shake off this ticklish dream, but the tickle trickled towards his mane. Half awake and half a snooze, the lion swatted his glorious hairdo. But the tickling continued until he couldn't keep his eyes closed and awoke with a little mouse sat right on the end of his nose. Well, ready for breakfast and feeling peckish, the lion was more than ready to enjoy this tasty little dish. He opened his jaw wider than wide, with a view to the little mouse just popping inside. But the mouse clung on to his furry regal nose and said, "Your Highness, you are planning to eat me, I suppose?" The lion had no plans on getting any thinner, so continued to prepare for his furry little dinner. "Before you do," said the mouse, "a word in your ear." And she scuttled there so that he could hear her words clear. "I may be small, but my heart is large. You could choose to not eat me today, as you are in charge. You are a king, and a mighty one at that. And I am just a tiny mouse, sat on a very big cat." The lion paused, and touched by her words, he let the mouse go from his huge pointy claws. The mouse was now free and gratefully scurried away with tiny mousy glee. But now the lion was hungry, and he could think of nothing else but his breakfast, dinner and tea. So the lion set out to hunt for some scran. He didn't have the heart to eat the tiny mouse, but he did need another breakfast plan. It's not often he let his food go free, and he wasn't grumbling. But that didn't stop his tummy from rumbling. As he prowled through the forest, the tables were soon turned on our king of the beasts, as he became the hunted and was seen as someone else's feast. A trap left by hunters caught him in tight ropes. That was it. All was lost. No more dreams, no more hopes. Trapped and alone, without his pride, he knew he was stuck with nowhere to hide. He'd always been so careful, and this had never happened before. So not knowing what else to do, he let out an enormous roar. The leaves on the branches of the trees shook. The grass sprouting from the muddy soil shook. And upon hearing the roar, every strand of the little mouse's fur shook from root to end. And knowing it to be the lion's roar, she hurried to help, for he had shown her he was her friend. Seeing the ropes wrapped around the lion like chains, the mouse instantly fell to work, quickly making gains. Her sharp little teeth gnawing the knots and tangles with precision and detail in all the right angles. The tiny mouse set the mighty lion free, and from henceforth they ruled the forest together, the mouse riding on the lion's mane, their pride for all to see. And now they were firm friends, and they had fun together whilst they kept each other intact, and proved the point that however small you are, you can have a big impact. I love that story. Hope you enjoyed it too. Thanks so much for coming. And remember, stories make the world go round, and every day is your story to tell.